Hi guys, how you doing? This is Sebastian from TechCentury and welcome to a brand new unboxing and review here on the channel. Today we're checking out the Nokia X10. If you're interested in technical specifications, make sure to pause the video right here to check them out, because I really want to go a different approach this time, not really focusing on the specs and more on the experience that I had with this smartphone. So here we see the smartphone, and we also see that we don't have a charger in the box for environmental reasons, according to Nokia at least. And then we'll just open this accessory box here on the left side to see what else is included inside of the box, and there isn't really much to spoil it a little bit. So here we can see that we at least also get a USB-C to USB-A cable, but again the charger is missing. So here you can see just a standard USB-C to USB-A cable, nothing fancy about that. And then we'll put this to the side and move on. Now here we have the phone itself, so of course we also have the Google Assistant integration right here, and then we'll continue. First up, we'll see that we have like this SIM needle right here, the SIM ejector tool. Of course this is included inside of the box, would be pretty bad if it isn't. And then here we have some manuals, and moving on we'll then already get here to the case that's also included inside of the box. And it's always great to have a case included inside of the box so that you don't have to purchase one separately. Now here we can also see that this is also 100% compostable, so again this is also for environmental reasons. And we just see that it has a very unique look and also like pattern to it. It's a little bit slippery, so that's kind of what I don't like about it, but overall it makes a pretty decent first impression. But now let's actually take a look at the phone itself, and here we see the Nokia X10. Here we have the blue version, which I think looks really nice, and we also have the Zeiss branding here on the camera as well, promising good camera performance, and I hope that this device can also keep it then in my review. Now this basically it's a plastic backed phone, so no glass on here, and on the left side we'll see that we have the SIM card slot as well as also the Google Assistant button. Then moving on, we'll have on the bottom one speaker, then the USB-C port, a microphone, as well as also a 3.5mm headphone jack. And then on the right side we'll see that we have the volume up and down buttons, as well as also a fingerprint reader that's integrated in the power button. So now let's actually see if this phone has any juice and see if we can power this on. And there we see that we also have Android 1 installed here on this device. So welcome to the second part of this video and my just impressions and overall review after using this smartphone for a week. So here we see the back of the Nokia X10. It's made out of plastic, but for me that's not really an issue. We also have the Zeiss branding, as well as also here this 4-lens array on the back and the LED flash. Then if we look around on the right side, we'll have the fingerprint scanner, which is the on and off switch, as well as the volume up and down. And then on the other side, we'll have the Google Assistant button, as well as also the SIM card slot. Now the positioning of the Google Assistant button I think is like super inconvenient, because it's right opposite of the side of the on and off switch, and I can't tell you how often I activated it by accident, like 40 times probably in like the last week, and it was super annoying. Now moving on, I think the color looks actually pretty nice, but I have to say the smartphone is quite big and basically already like at the limit of how big a smartphone should be for me. And then if we take a closer look at the case that's included inside of the box, it looks like this, and you might be wondering why it looks so unique, and that's probably because it's 100% compostable. So that's of course great for the environment, but I have to say that this case is a little bit slippery, and also that it adds quite a bit of bulk to the already big Nokia X10. So moving on the rear, it seems like we have 4 camera sensors, but in the end there are basically only 2 that you can use. One main sensor and also an ultra wide. The other sensors are basically just there for show, to make it really look like you have a big 4 camera array, which you don't really have. Now in terms of just video quality, I have to say I was quite disappointed, because these cameras max out at 1080p, and here you can see some of the sample recordings. Let me know what you think of the video quality in the comments below. So, and now you're seeing footage from the front-facing camera on the Nokia X10. Unfortunately, the resolution and frame rate max out at 1080p 30, But that being said, the video quality isn't really that bad. But now we're taking a look at the video quality of the rear cameras, and they max out at 1080p 60, and the video quality overall looks pretty nice if you're just standing still, but once you actually start moving, the stabilization isn't really there. Samu, go! So you can see right here, it's pretty wobbly and shaky, and that's unfortunately not that great. And of course, maxing out at 4K 30 at least would have been great as well. So unfortunately, the video quality of the rear cameras isn't as impressive as I hoped it would be. And the same also goes for the ultra-wide camera that you're seeing now. Of course, since it's ultra-wide, it's definitely more stable than the footage from the main camera. But that being said, it also maxes out at 1080p 60, unfortunately. And this is a camera feature that Nokia calls dual side, so that you can record video from the rear and front camera at the same time, so that you can see Samu and me in one frame, basically. So now we're back, and I have to say, while the video quality isn't that great, photo quality fortunately is a bit better, but still I don't think that this camera really deserves the Zeiss branding. I think it just suggests that you get way better quality out of these cameras than you actually get, so not a big fan of that. But that being said, photos are okay, and they definitely have the big advantage of HDR processing, because once you actually take the picture, they usually look way better than what you see here in the camera app itself. Now, that's basically it when it comes to the cameras. On the front, of course, we also have a selfie camera that's decent, but nothing special. Then moving on to the performance, we basically have a mid-range processor in the smartphone, and this probably also because this phone is really oriented at business users and not really at gamers. And therefore, yes, you can play some basic games like World of Warships or also Tennis Clash, but it's not really a gaming phone. But that also means, of course, that this phone isn't really getting hot and that the battery life was quite excellent. So no matter if I got up at like 7 AM in the morning and went to bed at night at like 1 AM, I still had like 40% battery left, which is of course great. Now, the screen is also quite nice. It's big, as I mentioned before, but it's actually plenty bright, which I think is great. So you can see right here, even here in these sunny conditions, you should be able to see the content on the display. And I have to say that, again, the display itself was actually quite nice. But if you talk about, for example, watching movies or videos on here, I really don't like that you only have a mono speaker, and there I think a stereo speaker would have been a big improvement. So now it's time for my verdict. And while the Nokia X10 isn't really like the most exciting smartphone, it's definitely a solid choice just for business-oriented customers that really want like the Nokia hardware. That being said, unfortunately the overall usage of the phone was surprisingly frustrating for me. I've already touched on one of these aspects, and that is the positioning of the Google Assistant button, but that wasn't really the biggest issue for me. Now on the phone we have Android Go when it comes to software, and I thought, well, that's great. Fast software updates and not really any bugs. Unfortunately that wasn't true. In the 1 week that I was using the smartphone, it actually crashed 2 times on me. One time using Instagram and one time using WhatsApp, so like really basic usage, and it really like started from scratch, which I think was just a real shame and really annoying as well. In addition to that, the proximity sensor is like super sensitive. So if I was listening to, for example, WhatsApp voice messages, I put it to my ear, wanted to listen to the voice message, and it like stopped in like a 1 minute message like 3 or 4 times, because I thought that my ear wasn't there anymore, and therefore just listening to voice messages was almost impossible. Last but not least, the ambient light sensor was also very sensitive, so when I was moving throughout our apartment at night, it like got bright, dim again. So overall the usage was just super annoying. So the only thing that I can say is that I hope that only my Nokia X10 is affected, and that there might be something wrong with the hardware here of the proximity sensor as well as also the ambient light sensor, because if this is a widespread issue that's on more than just this one Nokia X10, I think this is a big just point against the Nokia X10, because it's super frustrating. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.